Hey guys, what's going on? So I wasn't even planning on making this video. I was scrolling the other night and I came across another debate about the male loneliness epidemic. You know the type. One side was saying, nobody cares about men. The other side was saying, maybe men should just be better. And honestly, after about 5 minutes of reading the comments, I realized something. I don't think either side is talking about the actual problem. Everyone's too busy trying to decide whose fault it is. Meanwhile, millions of guys are quietly disappearing into their own lives. And that's what I want to talk about. Everything has become a team sport now. Men versus women, left versus right, traditional versus modern. Everybody's trying to win the argument. Very few people are actually trying to solve the problem. The male loneliness conversation has become exactly the same. If you're a guy, you're told to open up more, go to therapy, communicate. Which, by the way, can all be good advice. But I also think it's incomplete. Because loneliness isn't always about talking. Sometimes it's about belonging. And I think we've lost that. Men don't just want to talk, they want purpose. I've noticed something over the years. Most men don't naturally bond by sitting in a circle asking each other, so, how are we feeling today, guys? That's not really us. We bond doing things, building something, training together, working together, competing, fishing, road trips, martial arts, business, even just fixing a car. Half the conversations I've had with my closest friends weren't even face-to-face. We were looking at an engine, or a barbecue, or a football game. Men connect shoulder to shoulder, not always face-to-face, and somewhere along the way, we stopped putting ourselves in places where that happens. Think about it. When you're bored now, you don't go outside, you don't knock on your friend's door, you don't head down the local court, you pull your phone out, and suddenly you've consumed 3 hours of other people's lives. It's weird when you think about it. We're watching more people than ever, while knowing fewer people than ever. That can't be healthy. Sometimes I laugh because my phone tells me I spent 4 hours on social media. 4 hours, dude. Like, what? You know what you could do in 4 hours? I could have learned Spanish. I could have built a shed. Probably not a very good shed, but still a shed nonetheless. I remember when me and my ex had a no social media day, which ended up being a no phone day. Besides using Waze to navigate to certain places, we spent the whole afternoon doing virtually everything but be on our phones. I won't bore you with the details, but I couldn't believe how much we did in 4 hours. We had lunch, we went shopping, food shopping and clothes shopping, we took our bikes out of the trunk and rode through the park, fed ducks, then we visited my grandparents and hung out with them. When I finally checked my phone, it hadn't even been 4 hours. Now compare that to the 4 hours we all spend aimlessly scrolling on social media. Now here's the uncomfortable bit. I think a lot of men quietly feel disposable. Not because somebody told them they are, because life kind of teaches you that. As a man, people usually celebrate what you do more than who you are. Lose your job, people ask. So what's the plan? Lose your purpose. People say, you'll figure it out. Lose your house. Get back on your feet. There's this expectation that you'll just keep going. And honestly, most men do. We're incredibly resilient. But resilience can become isolation if you're carrying everything by yourself. Whenever people hear male loneliness, the conversation immediately goes to women, dating, relationships, sex. And yeah, that's part of it. But I actually think it's much bigger. You can have a girlfriend and still feel completely alone. You can be married and still have nobody you truly confide in. You can have thousands of followers. And nobody who notices when you've gone quiet. Loneliness isn't measured by how many people are around you. It's measured by how connected you feel to them. A couple of years back, I remember looking through my contacts, hundreds of numbers, and I thought, if my car broke down at 2 in the morning, who am I actually calling? It's a strange feeling. Not because nobody likes you, just because everyone's busy surviving. Careers, kids, bills, life. Nobody tells you how difficult it becomes to make genuine friendships after 30. It's almost like dating, except nobody's swiping on your profile saying, this dude looks like he'd help me move house. So you're probably sitting there like, okay, Alex, sounds good. Sounds like what I've been dealing with. But what's the solution to this? Honestly, I don't think it's waiting for society to fix it. I don't think governments are coming. I don't think another awareness campaign is magically going to create friendships. I think men have to rebuild community themselves. Join the boxing gym, start Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, volunteer, start the business meetup, call your old friend, invite the boys round for a barbecue. Someone has to make the first move. And yes, it's awkward. But so is sitting alone every weekend pretending you're perfectly happy because your Netflix account asks, "Are you still watching?" Stop exposing me. Look, I don't think the male loneliness debate is missing compassion. I think it's missing direction. Because most men don't want pity. They want purpose. They want brotherhood. They want respect. They want to feel useful. And I genuinely believe that's something worth fighting for. Not just for us, but for the next generation of boys growing up wondering what it even means to be a man anymore. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I'd genuinely like to hear yours in the comments. I'm Alex. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I'm putting all of our hope into this one blast! Galaxy!